Hey there, dads. Another episode of Devoted Dad here. As you know, June is Men's Mental Health Month. And I'd like to share on a topic of loneliness and how we deal with loneliness in our lives and what is loneliness. I'm in the process of writing a book about relationships after catastrophe that's happened in our life. So I'd like to read a bit from my book, and one of the topics is on loneliness. So sit back, relax. It'll be a few minutes of discussion, and I look forward to sharing this with you. Loneliness. What is loneliness? What is its true nature? Bone-crushing loneliness brings a sense of isolation, lack of companionship, lack of intimacy, and desolation. Through utter loneliness, we end up doing nothing to solve it. Our brain isn't capable of solving it on its own. I don't know how to overcome this loneliness. The brain is through thoughts, trying to make sense and bring order, will seek out distractions. It will seek out solutions from a place of limited knowledge, born out of memory and experience. It will retreat to entertaining itself or suppressing this desolate feeling with drugs, alcohol, internet, social media, or even religion. The mind, trying to create order, will bring about chaos in our lives. A mind desperate to be free of the thoughts and feelings that are manifested through loneliness will seek out by any means possible social acceptance from anyone, anywhere. Regardless of the risks physically, mentally, and spiritually, the mind will blindly enter into a morass of self-defeating, twisted, corrupted, and distorted relationships. The mind will be so focused on manipulation and control, it will forsake all reasonable safeguards that are our true nature through intuition. We will put ourselves and others at financial risk of physical harm, risk of sexual and mental abuse, because we are so desperate not to feel lonely. Loneliness is a place of desire, a place of needing, craving, and wanting. We thirst for the company of others. We need approval and acceptance. A deep fear of being alone, a fear of dying alone, a fear of death or ending. Being alone since the beginning of time has meant certain danger. As human beings, being kicked out of the tribe meant certain death. There was security in belonging. A sense of belonging as a human is bred into our genes. Is it part of our cellular memory? Therefore, we are powerless over this natural instinct. So how do I see loneliness in its entirety? How do we see it through to the end? How can we see the beauty of being alone as opposed to feeling lonely? How can we be alone but still have a sense that we are connected? How can we be comfortable in this state of being? Coming from a place of awareness of the loneliness that resides in us, we are open to receiving all of the information and senses that come with it. What does this openness reveal to us? Loneliness comes from hurt. As men are deeply hurt, our actions can be affected by that hurt. Hurt that started when we were young boys and continued to be captured all through life. Strategies and characteristics have been nurtured and developed over the decades of time to avoid the feelings of hurt. There is sorrow that hasn't been eliminated and allowed to pass through us. It stays stuck in our system so deep we are not aware of its existence. We are only aware of a feeling of loneliness, but not the root cause of what this loneliness is. It is vital for us to see it in its entirety, so we can come through the other side. We need to end the resistance to pain, which causes suffering through its loneliness. A thorough inventory of exploring all assets and liabilities and seeing them from a place of neutrality, where there is no right or wrong, good or bad. We see that loneliness is a form of self-centeredness. We can see that we have become so absorbed by hurt that we become bitter. The center of our self are these limited thoughts and feelings. These twisted, corrupted, and distorted feelings of a lifetime of hurt. We become aware of the danger that loneliness and hurt play out in our lives. Any self-centeredness brings loneliness. If our chief objection is the focus on self, then there is loneliness. When we are playing with our minds on a constant basis, going over and over the dark thoughts and feelings when we are alone, it causes irritability, restlessness, and discontent. We can't sit alone and we can't be with others, as we have a sense of loneliness when we are around them. Depression, anxiety, and fear set in. The mind doesn't know the answers. The minds don't know the outcome. The mind is in a confused panic in its unsatisfied state of needing to make sense of these things. Through awareness, we're able to see the dangers of being brought into the bondage of self, being held hostage by our limited minds. How do we drop out of this, where there is no judgment or opinion, just an observation? We illuminate it. We drop out of this cycle of thinking and pattern of action. We start to change our vibration and we start to feel better. When we seek counsel and verbalize it to someone responsible, we are in the process of allowing it to pass through our system. We can see that we are much more than what we think we are. We are a combined being of mind, body, and spirit. We are right and wrong. We are both good and bad. We are nothing and everything. We are the darkness and the light. We come to have acceptance of our whole self, and we are at peace with that. We are then able to finally be alone. We're able to be at peace with stillness around us. We're able to connect within ourselves to something higher than our minds. We're then able to be in that quiet, interpreted as love. We're able to finally have a relationship with ourselves and become a loving person. We're able to be in a place of awareness that has no opinion and no tainted thought. We're able to be in a state of peace and serenity. We are able to be free from the bondage of self. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope this helps you if you are feeling lonely. Please reach out, go for a walk, phone a friend, phone a family member. If you don't have friends or family member, get on an internet chat thing. I'm a dad. I don't know much about this stuff. But you're not alone. There are many of us that care about you. And for us at Devoted Dad, we're here for you to help bring hope to men and fathers out there. Thank you. Devoted Dad.